Now just 8 days left of this summer transfer window.
And with the pressure building ahead of the new season, are the Premier League's biggest managers feeling the strain? Jose Mourinho wants 2 new signings before the season starts, but would accept 1. The latest from Manchester United's pursuit of a defender on the way. 18 Premier League clubs have signed at least 1 player. Tottenham are one of 2 that haven't. And Pochettino is more concerned about players leaving rather than arriving. The news is more exciting for Chelsea fans as Maurizio Sarri returns to Italy for a midfielder.
There is plenty to get through for you, and to bring us up to date with it all, at the Sky Pad is a very busy Dharmesh Sheth.
Julian, thank you very much indeed. Hello there. We are approaching crunch time in this transfer window. Make no mistake about it. And it could be a frenetic final few days at Chelsea. Jorginho and Rob Green, the only signings so far. Could this man be the third? We are told Chelsea are in talks to sign Inter Milan holding midfielder Matthias Vecino. Inter wants over £30 million. Boss Maurizio Sarri knows him very well. Vecino played under him at Napoli 4 years ago, and Vecino featured in all of Uruguay's World Cup matches in Russia. Another man Sarri knows very well is Gonzalo Higuain. Chelsea have been interested, but it seems the Argentine is on his way to AC Milan. Sky in Italy are reporting he's accepted a loan move, and Milan have the option to buy next summer for around £32 million. They say today's meeting between the clubs, while not decisive, was positive. Higuain's loan move is part of a swap deal that will see Juventus defender Mattia Caldara go to Milan and Leonardo Bonucci return to the club that he left just a year ago. Now, Higuain's imminent move will have knock-on effects for this man, Alvaro Morata. The Spanish striker looks like he will stay at Stamford Bridge. Milan were interested, but were put off by the asking price. Furthermore, Sarri says he has confidence in Morata for the future. Now, what about the future of the keeper, Thibaut Courtois? Well, the waiting game goes on. Courtois wants to go to Real Madrid, but we're told Chelsea will not resume talks unless they find a replacement. If they don't, Courtois will stay and could leave for free next summer. He's due back at Chelsea for pre-season training next week. I think we'll be talking more about Courtois before the window closes. Staying with Chelsea, and the latest on the winger, Willian. We're told he's been given permission to return late for pre-season and is expected back tomorrow. Barcelona have 3 bids rejected for the Brazilian, and Manchester United had also shown an interest. So, what of Manchester United? Manager Jose Mourinho wants 2 new players. He thinks he'll get 1. Could that be the Barcelona defender, Yerry Mina? United are interested in signing the Colombian international as alternatives to the most expensive Harry Maguire and Toby Alderweireld. So, what of Leicester City's Harry Maguire? United's interest has not been welcomed by Leicester. Manager Claude Puel is confident that he will stay at the club. Then there's Toby Alderweireld. Sources in Belgium tell us United are still in touch with Tottenham, but a deal will not happen unless the price is reduced. Now, is there a chance United are being tactical in their approach as a way of softening the stance of the selling clubs? Tottenham, they'd be under more pressure than Leicester in this scenario. A reminder of Alderweireld's contract situation. He's got a year left, but Tottenham have the option to extend for a further 12 months. If they do, a release clause of £25 million kicks in. Seems this summer is the optimum time to maximise their money. Make no mistake, though, United's pursuit of a defender could go right to the wire. As for departures, fullback Matteo Darmian wants to leave, but for now he remains. Italy is his likely destination, and Napoli have made a season-long loan offer with the option to buy. No huge rush for this one. Clubs in Italy have until August the 25th to buy players from abroad. What's more, Mourinho may need Darmian at the start of the season, given the number of injuries and absences at Old Trafford at the moment. To Fulham we go, and the latest on Alfie Mawson. The Swansea defender has been having a medical today ahead of finalising his move to Craven Cottage. The fee is understood to be £15 million. And these are pictures of Mawson leaving the training ground on his way to the second part of his medical. I've been told that's definitely him. Personal terms are not expected to be a problem. Now, potential incomings at Fulham do not end with Mawson. Sky sources are telling us they're keen on Wolfsburg midfielder Joshua Guilavogui. He's been capped 7 times by France, the last of which came back in 2015.
So lots of deals potentially in the pipeline, as you heard from Darmesh there. Let's take a closer look at one of them, Matthias Vecino, and just how he might fit in to Chelsea and what indeed his style of play might be. Now, just like used at Napoli, the new Chelsea boss Maurizio Sarri has already implemented his favoured 4-3-3 formation during pre-season matches, and Vecino could be the man who's the final piece of a new-look midfield for Chelsea, alongside the £57 million signing Jorginho, and of course a man we know very well, N'Golo Kante. And like at Napoli, that would give Sarri 3 ball-winning midfielders, with Kante perhaps looking at a slightly different role this season, more of a box-to-box midfielder. Now, Vecino had a real breakthrough season for Inter last time round. He also really impressed at the World Cup. He played in all of Uruguay's games, and he made more passes than any other of his midfield teammates. He also made more successful passes than any other Uruguay midfielder, which highlights perhaps how he will fit into this Sarri system, which relies on those 3 ball-winning, short-passing midfielders. And in fact, only Lucas Torreira, who of course has just signed for Arsenal this summer, only he intercepted the ball more for Uruguay at this summer's World Cup. Well, our countdown to the new Premier League season continues next week, with our launch show from 4 until 7. That's next Tuesday on Sky Sports Main Event. And Premier League joined us for manager interviews and analysis ahead of the forthcoming campaign.
Now, Mauricio Pochettino has criticised the Premier League's decision to close the transfer window early. Now, Pochettino believes shutting it on August the 9th, 3 weeks before the rest of Europe, puts Premier League clubs at risk.
I think didn't help, or is not going to help the Premier League clubs, or the clubs on England, to have the same possibility to the another contender, because after you are going to compete in Europe, you are going to compete in Champions League, and I think to have 20 days less, I think is not. I think that is going to help you.
So Tottenham, one of only 2 Premier League clubs yet to make a signing this summer, whereas their top 6 rivals have all made at least 2. Arsenal and Liverpool lead the way on 5 signings each, with Liverpool spending close to £180 million.
I wouldn't be too worried, Tottenham fans. I think Tottenham's they've got 11 or 12 players who are really good. I know you want to strengthen and try and bring in squad players, but it's so difficult to bring in a squad player. Say you want to bring in a centre forward, and you got to tell him you're going to have to play back up to Harry Kane, because he's the most lethal striker around at the moment. I think defensively maybe they could look to strengthen. Alderweireld, there's talk of him leaving, and only leaves you with Sanchez and Vertonghen, who've done well as a partnership. So there's areas where Tottenham needs to strengthen, but I think as an 11 they're a really good team, but they could improve in other areas to make the squad even better.
Well, meanwhile, Tottenham face AC Milan in the early hours of tomorrow morning. Ahead of that friendly, Tottenham's players tried their hand at football of a different kind. Some lucky members of their squad paid a visit to the Minnesota Vikings training centre, where they first got to meet the Vikings players. Among them, quarterback Kirk Cousins, who swapped and signed jerseys with Heung-min Son. Nice touch from him. And the players then took on the challenge of kicking a field goal. Both Ben Davis and Michel Vorm making it look very easy indeed.
The soccer ball is you know, that's how I grew up, is touching a ball with my feet, you know, and for them it's obviously it's totally different here. And I see it with the kids. Like the other day we had like a clinic with some kids, and they're not used to it how we are in Europe used to it, you know, because they like to touch with their hands first, and we always use our feet first. So that's, I think, the main reason, like the difference.
Vikings then tried their luck with football. Ooh. Only to find Vorm in inspired form there. So a fun day all round then for the Tottenham players ahead of tomorrow's match.
Now, Jose Mourinho's admitted he hasn't been able to get the players he wanted this summer, but could that be about to change? More from Manchester United on the way.
Just about to go on air, about 30 seconds till the 1 o'clock transfer centre. 17 days to go as we record this.
And Transfer Centre Extra takes you behind the scenes and beyond the headlines here at Sky Sports News. For more analysis and unseen footage from the window, it's available now on demand. Now, Jose Mourinho claims he's confident he will add to his Manchester United squad before deadline day, but he does admit he hasn't got the players he wanted this summer. United have signed Fred, Diogo Dalot and Lee Grant so far in this window, and they've also made an approach to sign Harry Maguire from Leicester. Well, this is what Mourinho had to say in an interview on United's pre-season tour of America. He said, "I'm confident I will get one, but I think two I'm not going to get," which is not a drama. You always want more for your team, but then club decisions are different, and normally you don't get what you want, which has happened during all my career. So if I get one player until the end of the market, that's fine.
From what we're getting from the inside, it's been nothing but positive. He's come in even after the Liverpool game and spoke very highly of what we're giving as a team and as a unit. So the messages that we're getting from the manager are positive ones, and that's important for us going forward. I can't speak for everybody, but what I will say is that his attitude and demeanour around the place has been great, and that's obviously helpful for us at this moment in time, as I say, especially when we're sort of undermanned and we're working our hardest. But we're well aware that this stage of the season you've got to work hard and get the minutes into the legs, and that's what we're doing.
So maybe it's not all doom and gloom for Mourinho at the moment, although former United goalkeeper Edwin van der Sar believes he does need to strengthen his squad if they're to challenge for the Premier League title this season.
They should close the gap earlier, and hopefully Mourinho can build on the second place that they had this year. I think they already had an addition with Fred coming into the midfield. They're probably going to change. He probably want to look for another striker, I think. And if they can keep the core of the club together, then should be right. Lingard, Rashford. It's always important for United to have homegrown players also in the team.
Well, United have repeatedly been linked with a move for Gareth Bale, who they'll come up against in their final game of their pre-season tour of America. However, it seems the Welshman will be staying at Real Madrid.
Very, very happy, sure. He's very happy to be and to play in Real Madrid, sure.
He's happy to be here with Real Madrid. He's happy to be with the club. This is a fantastic opportunity for him to show his talents. I've talked to him like I've talked to everyone. He's with the team. He's happy. He's aligned with our goals. And it's a start of a new exciting path for us that I'm looking forward to.
So Bale looks set to have a big role at Real Madrid this year, especially after Cristiano Ronaldo moved to Juventus. As for Ronaldo, he trained with his new teammates for the first time today, following that £88 million move. The Italian champions were back in Turin after returning from their pre-season tour of the United States.
Hello again. As you can see, time is running out in this transfer window. Let's go to Crystal Palace and what a signing this could be. We are told they are in the running for Max Meyer. Talks are underway to sign the Germany international. He's a free agent since leaving Schalke at the end of last season, and Palace are confident of completing that deal. Another potential incoming at Palace is West Ham United midfielder Cheikhou Kouyaté. Talks continue between the clubs over a fee, but it's thought that progress is quite slow, and this one, it could go all the way down to deadline day, as could Pedro Obiang. Sky in Italy claims Sampdoria are still short of West Ham's asking price, thought to be around £12 million. We've been told West Ham are not actively looking to sell, as Manuel Pellegrini sees Obiang as a key player. They will leave the final decision to the player if a deal is struck between the clubs. Now, it could be a busy few days at Newcastle United, and they continue to work on a deal to bring in West Brom striker Salomon Rondon. Rondon has a £16.5 million release clause, but Newcastle are exploring the possibility of involving Dwight Gale in the deal. West Brom are keen on Gale, so this one could work. A straight loan swap and a player plus cash deal are both under discussion. Newcastle in the market for forwards, of course, following the departure of Alexandra Mitrovic to Fulham. One man close to joining at St James's Park is the Japan international Yoshinori Muto. The Mainz forward has passed his medical ahead of a £9.5 million move. Personal terms are agreed and a work permit hearing is due this week before he officially joins. Now, Liverpool have been the biggest spenders in the window so far. There will be departures. Could Simon Mignolet be one of them? We reported earlier this week Besiktas had made contact with Liverpool about signing the Belgian, and now we are told Barcelona are looking at him as backup to Marc-Andre ter Stegen. Mignolet has 3 years left on his Liverpool contract. Now, another likely exit at Anfield is the winger Lazar Markovic. Olympiacos and Standard Liège are interested. He actually hasn't played a competitive match for Jurgen Klopp and was left out of the squad that travelled to France for a training camp. Staying with Liverpool and Ben Woodburn. Wigan's approach, you'll remember, was rejected this summer. Aston Villa were keen, but it seems Sheffield United are now the front runners. We are told they are close to completing a season-long loan for the forward. From Liverpool to their Merseyside rivals, Everton, we go. And Marco Silva is looking to get busy in the final days. A deal to bring in Barcelona left-back Lucas Digne has been agreed, and an announcement is expected imminently, perhaps even tonight. Digne has been having a medical today, and he posted a farewell message thanking Barca for his time there. To one of the newly promoted clubs we go. Wolverhampton Wanderers. They've had a very productive window so far. Is there more to come? Well, we're told they're interested in the Middlesbrough forward Adama Traore. It's understood the former Barcelona player has an £18 million release clause. Borough will not sell for less. One more line to bring you comes from Bournemouth, and it's one that's gone on and on during this transfer window. Still stalemate in their hopes of signing Levante midfielder Jefferson Lerma. The Colombian international has handed in a transfer request, but the clubs remain apart in their valuation. Now, Diego Rico and David Brooks have joined Bournemouth this summer, and with time running out, 2 clubs have yet to make a signing. Burnley are one. They were getting close to Alfie Mawson before Fulham came in. Tottenham, of course, are the other one. But boss Mauricio Pochettino says that will change. But there is so little time. Don't forget, the deadline is 5 p.m. next Thursday.
Now, after a slow start to the window, Newcastle have now made 4 signings. Kieran Clark has been impressed with the quality Rafa Benitez has been able to bring into Newcastle.
There hasn't been a massive change, but like I said, there's been a couple of new faces come in. Kenny's come back, and obviously Martin as well, who have both done fantastic. The new lads that have come in have looked good in training and got to know the lads really quickly, actually. And I think we've obviously got a good bunch of lads here, and everyone makes it quite comfortable and quite easy for lads to settle in, which is obviously good and what we need. So yeah, it's obviously good to see some fresh faces and good to see the lads coming back again. But yeah, we've got to keep that bond that we had last year and make sure we stay as a team like we always have done, and hopefully that can help us in the season.
It's very important this time for all the players to come together, stay united as we are from the championship to this place. We have the same players, and we achieved, we were on the 10th position last season, so it means whoever comes in, we don't mind. We just focus on playing game and focus on the squad that we have now.
Now, Burnley defender Matt Loughton has signed a new 3-year contract at the club. The former Aston Villa defender had 2 years left on his deal, but Burnley opted to give him a 12-month extension, which sees him stay at Turf Moor till 2022. Now, Leeds have made their 3rd signing in 4 days by bringing in striker Patrick Bamford from Middlesbrough in a deal that could rise to as much as £10 million. Now, the initial fee for the former Chelsea forward is £7 million, and Leeds will become his 8th different club in just 7 years. The 24-year-old has signed a 4-year deal at Ellen Road. Now, Bamford's only joined Middlesbrough in January 2017, having previously enjoyed success during the club's 2014-15 campaign, being named the Championship Player of the Year. Here's how he performed last season in the Championship then. Didn't miss many games. He made 41 appearances, scoring 11 goals. That's a rate of 192 minutes per goal. No assists, but he created 24 chances.
He's a great player. I think everybody knows that, and I think Leeds have really shown the ambition of what they want to do this season, and I think, you know, by signing Pat, I think it's a very good exclamation point, and I believe, you know, it'll be very good this season, and hopefully he can show that.
I mean, look, he's had a couple of clubs. It almost looks like he's after a home, but clearly the sort of money that Leeds are prepared to pay for him, that other clubs have paid for him as well, shows just how highly he's thought of in this division. Yeah, you know, everybody knows who he is. They know he's a great player, and like you said, you know, he's just looking for a home, and I believe that Leeds is the best place for him, and, you know, I'm just happy that he's here now, and you know, we can get on the field and, you know,
obviously play together and, you know, work hard as a team.
Well, staying in the Championship, and Swansea have signed Barry Mackay from Nottingham Forest. The former Rangers winger has signed a 3-year deal, having scored 5 goals in 26 appearances in his 1 season with Forest. Casey Palmer admits his long-term future may lie away from Chelsea after joining Blackburn on a season-long loan deal. The 21-year-old forward trained with his new Blackburn teammates today. Palmer's yet to make a first-team appearance for Chelsea, but claims he's not going to give up on his Stamford Bridge career.
Obviously tough when you're surrounded by world-class players, you know what I mean, players that have been doing it for years and are proven quality, so I think it's just important for me to try and show what I could do week in, week out, and hopefully if the opportunity comes when I get back to Chelsea, then great, or if not, then I'll just have to keep doing what I can do elsewhere. The dreams, obviously being a Chelsea player, is to play for Chelsea in the future, whenever that may be. The sooner the better, of course, but while I'm a Blackburn player, I'll focus on doing my best for the club and trying to achieve the best possible finish in the Championship.
I just think it's what we needed as a club is players in the ilk of Bradley that can come off either side, or a centre forward who's got individuality. It's just that's what Casey's going to bring. Watching him on the training ground, you know, he's full of tricks really. He's fast, he can dribble off both feet, he goes both ways, he likes to shoot. A guy that when the game's really tight can make the difference, and I think Casey will bring that.
Transfer Centre's back for you at 7 and 10 p.m. tonight with all the latest news as clubs battle to get the deals done before that window closes. It all, of course, leads to this deadline day. We'll bring you unrivalled coverage on what promises to be a fascinating and dramatic climax to this transfer window. That's from 6 a.m. on Thursday, August the 9th, right here on Sky Sports News.
Plenty on the way for you. We're going to be building up to the first test between England and India. We'll hear from captain Joe Root, who's defended Adil Rashid's selection.